Hello and welcome to another Sudoku edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today I thought we'd do something a little bit different. You can see on the screen hopefully at the moment I've got the Nickely.com website up. So for those of you who don't know, Nickely.com is one of the best puzzle sites on the internet. You can go there, they release 3 or 4 puzzles or more every day. And you can solve the puzzles. They're all handmade Japanese pencil puzzle style. And one of the puzzles they do is Sudoku, which is why we're doing this video today. And one of the interesting things about this is it records everything you do in your solve. So it records all of the pencil marks you make, the order that you made the entries, and that allows you to compare yourself not only in terms of time to solve puzzles, but also in terms of technique to solve puzzles against some of the best puzzlers in the world. So, I mean, I know for a fact that Kota, who's the world Sudoku champion, he solves on the site. Hideaki Joe, who's also one of the very best puzzle solvers in the world, he definitely solves. So I thought we'd take a look at this hard Sudoku here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the puzzle up and I'm going to show you how I would go about solving this puzzle using the method that we've been recommending. And we'll see how far that gets us. And then we'll compare that technique with the world champion's technique and see if we can see any differences. So let's just have a quick look at the solvers who've done exceptionally well on the site. You can see I'm almost in the top 10%, which isn't bad. And this is a page of solvers, the best solvers who've solved the site. Now, when it says opened here, that's how many times they've opened the puzzle. Okay, so I disregard anybody who's opened the puzzle 17 times and recorded a time of 1 minute 11, because you know, they've obviously had a lot of practice to open it 17 times. But if we go down here, we can see Kota. Apart from Alan here, which I'm sceptical about that time, to be honest, but there's Kota here, world champion. He solved this puzzle in 3 minutes 34, and it took him 68 steps to do it. And what steps is doing is it's telling you, you know, that's how many actual times he either put pencil marks in the grid or actual numbers in the grid. So, and you can see just scanning down that that's actually a relatively small number of steps that he needed to logically solve the puzzle. You go down further and you can look at comments as well. Too hard to be fun online, might be okay printed, needs more complex pencil marks is one comment here. Someone called Jackie O has put finished on 3rd try because I looked up someone else's solution, found where they placed a 4 in the northwest block and went from there. This was too hard. So clearly this is a very difficult puzzle. So without further ado, let's open it and see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. So I'll just hopefully you can see that fairly well in the grid at the moment. You can take your time to study it, you can pause the video, you can even try and solve it yourselves and see how you'd go. But you know that what I like to do is to try and work through the puzzle making pencil marks in every 3x3 box where a number can only go in exactly one of 2 positions. So let's look at this box, for example, this bottom 3x3 box here. You can see that I'm able to put pencil marks in like that to show that the 2 can go in only these 2 positions within this box. Similarly, I could enter pencil marks like that in this box now because of these 2 2s here. So I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes seeing how far we get with this method. Let's see if we can make any progress at all towards a solution. Okay, so I actually put a number in there, that's good. Another number there. That's quite useful normally. Here you can see a 9-7 pairing here. Fortunately, that doesn't seem to actually give me anything in this puzzle. Okay. Seeing anything massively useful here. I can put another 5 in here. Look. 1's here. 7's here. I think a 4 can go in 1 of 2 positions there. 2 can go in 1 of 2 positions here. Okay. Okay. I don't want to spend too long doing this, but I think it should be fairly clear at this point that I'm not making very much progress. I'm not saying this method won't get you an answer in the fullness of time. It might do, but certainly it's not very clear how I get numbers quickly. And yeah, even as I look at it now, I'm struggling to see how to make good progress using this method. And don't forget, this method has been cracking super fiendishes for the last 6 months on the site. You know, it blows them open every time, no problem at all. But with this particular puzzle, it's not making, I'm not making any headway. So what I thought we'd do is compare what I've done here with what Kota did to solve this puzzle. So I'm just going to pause the video and get up his solution. Okay, so here's Kota's solution. Let's load it up. So this is how the world champion went out solving this puzzle. You can see it took him 3 minutes 34, and as I say, we're able to actually step through exactly what he did in the time he did it. So I'm just going to play his solution now. I don't think it's going to take him. Whoa. Okay, so he got the 9. We got the 9 as well. So that's it's nothing new. Now look at this. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to pause it there. That's taken him about 10 seconds to get to this point. He has spotted a triple along the top line here. So let me explain that once more to make it clear. He's noticed that the 2, 4 and 5 cannot go in any of these 3 spaces. He's noticed that the 2, 4 and 5 cannot go in this particular square here because there's a 2 and a 4 and a 5 here. Therefore, there are only 3 open spaces left in this top row. There's this space, and this space. They are the only cells in this top row that can take the numbers 2, 4 and 5 now. And then he's able to write some pencil marks in to say this can only be a 2 or a 4 because there's already a 5 here. This can only be a 2 or a 5 because there's a 4 here. And this can only be a 4 or 5 because there's a 2 here. So he's identified this triple. And what I suspect he's going to do now is he's going to say, okay, and now I can slide this 8 across here. There's an 8 here, and he'll write an 8 into this box. Let's see if that is indeed what he does. He's thinking about it. Oh, okay, so there's the 8s going in. So he puts the 8 here. He can, whoa, I mean, this is seriously quick. I hope you'll appreciate this is live as well. This is not, you know, this is not sped up in any sense. And a lot of numbers went in there very quickly, but I think, you know, basically he was, because he'd got this top step figured out, he was able to you know, make these logical deductions with the 8s and then the 4s almost instantly, and that resolved the 2, 5, 4 combination in the top row, which has, you know, totally blown the puzzle open. You can see he's already made a massive amount more progress than I was able to make in the 2 or 3 minutes that I looked at it. So what's interesting about this? Well, I think the first thing that's interesting is how Kota's method, if you like, doesn't you know, it doesn't really borrow from anything we've been talking about. We have talked in the past about writing little pencil marks in cells if a cell can only contain exactly 2 numbers. Well, that's close to what he did here. he did write pencil marks here, here, and here, where they could only contain 2 numbers. But I'm not sure that method would really hold you in good stead here. His genius was being able to spot this top row and these numbers 2, 4, 5, and then spot this could also not be a 2, 4, or 5. And remember, he did that in about 20 or 30 seconds from starting the puzzle. So quite incredible to me that people can go about solving these hard puzzles using that sort of method. You know, it really is sort of Rain Man-esque. It's not something I would want to rely on, but as you can see, it certainly allows him to make very quick progress. And one of the other interesting things is, look how many numbers he's still got to fill in, and he's only got about 20 seconds to fill the grid. So once he gets a handle on what's going on, look how quickly these numbers are going in. Whoa, whoa. I mean, yeah. I tell you, he should go to the casino in Las Vegas and place some bets, because the guy has some serious computing power. Anyway, I hope this was an interesting edition of Cracking Cryptic, something a bit different today, and we'll see you again next time for a more standard edition. Thanks for watching.